Rich people seem to buy whatever they want for the money they have. But why not spend their money on things that even the poor can borrow? Purchases that poor people avoid may shock you. 1. Expensive makeup. It is rumored that the Sultan of Brunei, Hassan al-Bolkiah, is spending $19,000 to shave his head. Yes, you heard right, he brings his hairdresser from London to Brunei whenever he feels his hair is up. The Sultan provides him with excellent security and private accommodation. But most rich people do not have this approach to cleaning. For example, successful businessman and billionaire John Cowdell cuts his own hair. Or IKEA founder Ingvar Kamprad, who cut his own hair while in developing countries. 2. Multiple credit cards. If I had millions of money, I would never risk carrying a lot of money in my pockets. I probably took a lot of cards from different banks, which is what sets me apart from other rich people. But according to Tom Corley, author of the best-selling book The Habits of the Rich, only 8% of rich people have more than one bank card, while 77% of low-income people carry multiple credit cards in their wallets. Remember, the more credit cards you have, the more money you spend, the harder it will be to control costs, and the easier it will be to buy what you do not need. 3. Unhealthy food. Contrary to popular belief, the rich do not eat crab and steak every day, and also try to avoid unhealthy foods. These days, most rich people prefer simple, healthy foods. They eat exactly the vegetables, fruits and legumes that you eat. Rarely do you see a rich person eating a big hamburger, French fries or a salad saturated with mayonnaise. Fast food is high in cholesterol and carbohydrates and low in vitamins and minerals. For this reason, if you eat these foods regularly, it may lead to disease. So it makes more sense to prevent disease with a healthy diet than to spend a lot of money on treatment. 4. Expensive houses. Although billionaires can have a dream home in a good neighborhood, they are still looking for good investments. The value of money for the rich is not just a simple word, and if they are going to spend a lot of money on a house, they will bargain like everyone else. Some rich people go even further and choose to live in medium and cheap houses. American business leader Warren Buffett still lives in the house he bought in 1958 for $31,000. So this is one of the things that rich people do. They buy developing real estate when it is still cheap and will make a good profit when prices go up. 5. Fantasy toys for children. Who cannot give in to the begging eyes of their child when they look at a toy? Of course, this cruel behavior is quite normal for the rich. Most wealthy people try to be rational and refrain from bullying their children. They try to choose high quality and durable toys for their children, and also try to keep it simple because otherwise their children would drown in the devices and toys. 6. Personal trainers. Most educators target the lives of low-income people who are not in a good job position. Many people have an innate belief in miracles, and it is very easy for them to think that there is a magic pill that can improve their lives. Those who hold various motivational courses and self-improvement seminars are well aware of this fact and use it to their advantage. At the same time, the wealthy know from experience that to succeed, you need to have a purpose and a willpower. If you are not ready for hard work, no motivational speaker will succeed. 7. Divination, sorcery and astrology. A study published in 2016 found that people who are fascinated by superstitious phenomena have poorer analytical skills than others. 2 researchers from the University of Chicago interviewed more than 2,000 people online, and hired 100 superstitious and non-superstitious people to conduct a series of experiments. All participants were the same in terms of level of education and age. Interestingly, both groups of participants were similar in terms of memory skills. And it was not possible to deceive superstitious people. But on the other hand, unlike non-superstitious people, superstitions were weaker in thinking tests that required analytical skills. And since logical thinking and analytical mind are some of the most important skills for success and getting rich, it is not surprising that millionaires do not pursue astrology and divination. Do you agree with the results? Share your experiences in the comments section below. 8. Modern designs with exorbitant prices. New interior design styles are appearing regularly in stores, and some people are looking for fashionable appliances and do not want to lag behind the modern style. Interestingly, most of these customers are middle income. Unfortunately, this also means that the styles and designs change every month. As a result, the design you recently purchased may become obsolete in a few months. Are you going to spend Pulton again to replace it with more modern things? Wealthy people understand this and prefer the simple and classic style. They choose tested and durable designs, painted walls, tiled or wooden floors and white ceilings. 9. Extra education for their children. No, this does not mean that the rich love their children less than others. But they try not to waste their money on extracurricular activities and home teachers. Middle-income parents do this because they believe that in this way, their child will reveal their hidden talents, and this prosperous life will guarantee the future. Some of them are also affected by the fact that extra courses help their child get better grades. But most wealthy people believe that learning everything will not make you financially successful and that extra training will not make you a skilled entrepreneur. So they allow their children to have more free time to do the things they love. 10. Video games and TV channels. Few rich people spend long hours watching TV or playing computer games. That's why they don't spend a lot of money on the latest video games or TV shows. Although the rich have more entertainment tools, they use them much less than the low-income people. 11. Luxury brands. It is quite typical that these rich people can easily buy clothes produced by fashion designers, but do they buy the latest fashion collections? Naturally, they wear formal clothes at social events, but in their daily lives, they prefer to wear simple and comfortable clothes. For example, IKEA co-founder Ingvar Kamprad, mentioned earlier in this video, once said in an interview that he prefers to buy from the flea market because he wanted to be a good role model for others. Or Bill Gates, who you see on his wrist for $10 an hour. 12. Things that do not last. There is a misconception that rich people regularly buy new things. Sure, they have enough money to replace things that break or become obsolete, but even millionaires do not want to waste their money like this. All the rich know that the cheapest goods are not always the most profitable. When buying, you should compare the price of the product with its value over time. 13. The latest example of popular devices. Have you ever seen long queues near Apple stores when a new product is about to hit the market? I have to tell you that it is unlikely that you can meet a millionaire in these queues, not because they can afford to have someone else in the queue. Rich people have a scientific argument when it comes to expensive things. First of all, they ask themselves whether this purchase is worthwhile or not, and then they decide whether to buy it or not. The interesting thing is that millionaires are not crazy about these devices. They use them as long as the old models of phones and laptops work well. Moreover, even if they buy expensive modern items, it is probably not because they want to follow fashion. Was there anything among these that you would never buy? If so, write them in the comments section and say why you do not pay for them.